This is a
Squad
podcast.
That ball is belted. Welcome in Carlos Gomez. Hello. Goodbye.
Ay, 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 ay.
Prescott down the middle. Butler makes a move.
Oh man, yeah. We rocking now for real. BS3 Sports. Okay, sports news, get it first when you're getting off of work. Even when you're at work, acting like you're working hard when you're hardly working. I'm a maverick like Dirk, getting Franklin's like Kirk. Hold up, boy. X-Squad, you don't know them boys? Being talking facts on every topic. Overall, we just talking noise, just being boys. Covering Texas sports in them tall hills. That with the fake pass over to Elliott. Better guard your grills like a car for real. Yeah, Cowboys gonna bring a bowl back, Lord, will it? Yeah, Mavericks gonna bring a ring back with Mark in it. We live sports, we talk sports, we dream sports, we eat sports. The teacher about to teach the course. Welcome to BS3 Sports. Ay, 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 ay. Gross. Oh, man, yeah.
You are tuned in to the BS3 Sports Show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We got a great show planned for today. This week, we'll have Tyjun Mack on the show towards the end. We'll be talking about NBA All-Star Weekend with Ray Jarvis of the Gray Area Podcast. Plus, we'll be interviewing X-Squad's own and the co-host of From the Bottom podcast, Jerry Williams. We'll be playing some of his songs on the show as well. And then the last hour is where the real fun begins, the candy bracket. So me and Tyjun Mack will be going through trying to determine the best candy. What candy are you going to be eating at the Black Panther premiere? If you're looking for the bracket, you can find it on all my social media or the X Squad group or the Two Live Stews group, or I can text it to you. But it's going to be on all my social media. If you have any problems getting to it, let me know. But I'll be taking your votes to determine which candy is the best. So we got a great show today. We're going to start off with a song by Jerry Williams, J.R.504. This is called My City, New Orleans. And then we'll get right into the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, we direct your attention to midfield for the pre-game point toss being conducted by referee Terry McLaughlin.
Check it, mind over matter, you see, I reckon. Billy Bob Thornton and Sling are ripping like a big girl squeezing in jeans, you're tripping. And I ain't talking trips overseas, you get it? Let it simmer in for a bit, like you're marinating chicken and you seasoning fish. This that Southern style living, put the shrimp in my grits. Rooted from the boot, yeah, New Orleans in here. They see New Orleans in here, they feel New Orleans in here. That alone speaks why I live without fear. That alone speaks why I'm 28 years old. I know that ain't all where you come from. Ribbon on a porch, acting stupid where I come from. Frozen cups of quarter in the hood, where I come from. Drive-by shells, walk past, so you're front from. You ain't guaranteeing 18, where I come from. That's where I come from. Y'all never know how I feel to see your city underwater. No 1,000 were killed. Let's keep it real, it's ill, I mean shocking. To see Katrina, other neighborhoods watching. So please drop it and change the subject. You heard Mr. Lingo when they love it. Riding on the bus with other schools, you ain't trusting. If you lose in the game, then fighting, what's the next one? Catch you at the stop, then they hit you with the left one. Stuck you to the ground as they move to the next one. Damn, that's New Orleans, my childhood frame. Now you can see the picture clearly, it's not no game. See, that's a shame, but it's my city though, that remains. Charity Hospital on Tulane. If you was born there, you vibe and you feel what I mean. I keep it kosher, no other way to deal with me. Pause for a second, let me catch my breath. Shout out to my cousin Rodney for this track, for real. You heard me? This where I come from. New Orleans where I come from. This my city and I love where I come from. Yeah, this is South and I love where I come from. Started from the 9th ward and drifted to the 8th flood. Came in 94, so we had to escape. The 7th ward was our new home, a different little place. We understood it was hood, not survival is the case. Set a prep every moment so God could lead the way and guide us from coasting the straight. Parents taught us to trust and believe and to always keep the faith. The push and strive but patiently wait. That was the motive for raising us in the hood. Think about it, we still here, we all good. Having plenty memories and thoughts come back. Like the spy who shagged me, laughed so hard you swung we had some heart attack. Rolling and met you, so you can order that chicken plate with rice and fries. Big shot, cold drink, chilling right on the side. And a bag of flaming hot, so some cheese in it, man, I can still see it. We on Canal Street, yeah, a bunch of clowns minus the red nose, but we ain't acting out. We out having fun on bourbon in the sun. Now everybody from New Orleans out toting up guns. Look at here to live, explain how I feel. How I'm supposed to love where I live when all they do is just kill and build and build and kill again. Not just New Orleans, but our nation here. I'm about to go off the scale, the Richter. How I'm supposed to rap about a life I ain't living, and now you dipping, cause all I give you is love, happiness, and scriptures. Somebody, can I get a witness in here? Go ahead and clap your hands, stump your feet. Second line, it started from true me, that's the way we grieve. Yeah, it's different, but it bring you peace. In a way, you don't need a piece. New Orleans is my city and I love it. Red beans and rice with the cornbread stuffing. Place of all places if you ever get the wondering. Southern hospitality, had it since a youngin'. Survived the toughest walls and the demons couldn't budge me. Embrace every flaw to tell the truth, I'm truly lucky. Cause New Orleans prepared me to be who I am to be. JR.504, checking out, leaving out the door.
BSM music.
All right, welcome to the BS3 Sports Show. Shout out to Big L. Wait a minute show also in the chat room. So that was My City by J.R.504. Jerry Williams, the host, co-host of From the Bottom podcast. So, like I said, man, we got a great show talking NBA All-Star Weekend. Like I said, interviewing Jerry Williams, and then also Candy Bracket. Candy Bracket coming up in about an hour. So get it on my Facebook page, get it on the Two Live Stews Facebook page, wherever, all my social media is where you can find it. If you were invited to the event on Facebook, also you can find it there. But I definitely want to get your votes, and we can try to determine what the best candy is. Also, you know, what candy are you going to be bringing to the Black Panther movie, or what candy did you bring to the Black Panther movie? So, in a couple of minutes, we'll have Ray Jarvis calling in of the Gray Area podcast. But from this week, I had a lot of kind of interesting things going on. One of them, the game that's going to be tomorrow, Al Horford and LaMarcus Aldridge are actually the final picks for this All-Star game. So it looks like they were the last two guys picked. I don't know how fun or how interesting this is going to be, but I do think having it kind of like this schoolyard style, though, I'm not against it at all. I think it's a great idea. I think it also helps to get more people excited. You don't want to try to do the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result. That's called crazy. Also, Joe Johnson officially signs with the Rockets, which adds even more depth to their squad. They were already pretty deep, already defensively. They're a pretty good team, but now adding Joe Johnson, that adds a little bit older leadership, that adds some experience that maybe they didn't have on that team, adds some bench depth. So shout out to Joe Johnson. And then Chris Bosh, the news came out this week. Chris Bosh said he is not done. He said he still wants to play. Now, I just hope that he is over whatever I know he had a blood clot issue, and that's not something to play with at all. So I'm hoping that he is over that. I'm hoping that he is better. I think it's hard to, probably overcome that. That's not something easy to overcome, having a blood clot and just coming back to playing. So hopefully he's fully healthy. I think that's the most important part, that he's fully healthy and that he's ready to come back and to be ready to play some basketball. To me, that's the biggest thing. All right, so we got our first guest up on the line. It's my man Ray Jarvis of the Gray Area Podcast. Hey, what's going on? Definitely, man. Appreciate you for taking time out. I know you're getting ready to go and watch the Black Panther movie, so I appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you for taking time out. So you do the podcast called The Gray Area, and actually funny, you were on a podcast with a good friend of mine, Kane and Ice, this past week too. So you're on the traveling circuit right now, calling in the shows.
Yeah. It just kind of worked out that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like lost relatives. We all were on the same network many moons ago, so I guess it's all full circle this week.
Definitely, and that's what's up. That's what it's all about, though. Us really still keeping that connection, not losing that connection, and just being on each other's shows and everything. I appreciate that.
Okay.
So first talk about what the Gray Area Podcast is before we start talking about diving into NBA, and when does it come on? When is it available for people to listen to it?
The Gray Area is available every other Thursday via Blog Talk Radio and iTunes, whichever medium suits you the best. The general premise of the show is, whereas we have a lot of guys, who do sports shows, they report the news, they give their take on what's happening. I feel like a lot of times we busy choosing sides that we don't talk about the actual events of the game. We get so caught up in our takes that we don't talk about the events of the game and how it affects the game. So that was the initial idea of the Gray Area. But then I started seeing things like race issues, feminine issues, narrative, like culture within in the media as a whole. And I'm like, these are things that's happening that affect sports, that affects sports consumption. And I feel like a lot of times the truth are in the gray area of all these issues. So I figured I would do a podcast that covers the truth of the matter, because a lot of times the truth is the minority these days.
Yeah, and the truth is kind of put to the side or sometimes put under the rug. So yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Not fun anymore.
right, true. All right, so Ray is a big NBA guy. He was also, did a podcast with a co-host where they talked NBA, and NBA, from what I can see, is your strong suit. So we're talking NBA All-Star Weekend. Of course, we got the events, the Taco Bell Skills Challenge, the 3-point contest, dunk contest.
Right.
So let's talk about the skills competition first. We got Joel Embiid, Buddy Hield, Lou Williams, and Andre Drummond, Al Horford, Lauri Markkanen, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Jamal Murray. So out of those guys, in the skills competition, you got to have handles. You got to be able to shoot some threes. It's not just a simple competition. So who are you going with in that list of people there?
You know what? After what I saw Karl Anthony Towns do, I think I'm going to roll with Joel Embiid. He's been on a good run. There's a lot of good guards in this competition. Don't get me wrong. I like what I've been seeing from Dinwiddie recently. Lou Willville is out there. Buddy Hield is out there. But for some reason, it wouldn't surprise me if the process himself adds another troll victim via the skills competition. So I'm going to go with the big who's having a good run right now.
Yeah, I think that's my pick too. I think Joel Embiid, he's on a run right now, especially just being able to be healthy. First of all, that's the biggest thing. I just hope he plays an entire season, which I hope he probably feels the same way. You don't want to miss any more time that he has to miss at all. So, yeah, I definitely agree with you on that pick. He's got the jumper as well. So everybody out there in the chat room, who's your pick for the Taco Bell Skills Challenge? I'll put the competitors in the chat room there. And then the 3-point contest, which this is one I've always been excited about since the old school days, when you got Larry Bird facing off the guy Craig Hodges. I mean, this is the competition that I've always been in love with, besides the dunk contest, of course. That's the biggest one. But this 3-point contest, you got Eric Gordon, Devin Booker, Klay Thompson, Bradley Beal, Wayne Ellington, Kyle Lowry, Tobias Harris, and Paul George. To me, out of all these people, probably one of the best shooters is Klay out of this group, but you can't count out Eric Gordon. Paul. Everybody else seems like they're not really that